Hello, I'm John Beckert from Forward Janesville. Today my guest is James Otterstein of the Rock County Economic Development Agency. Today I'd like to talk about virtual buildings. Virtual buildings are buildings that are designed on the computer and go through a process of approval. Rock County 5.0 has a project involving virtual buildings, and I thought, James, you could explain to the viewers why that is important, perhaps describe in some detail some of the nature of the actual buildings that have been designed. Help us out.
Well, essentially, the virtual building portfolio is an extension off of our speed to market concept that we've utilized with our Certified Sites program. And we figured we needed another way to A, continue the dialogue, and B, be able to demonstrate that we could provide yet another value-added offering from our economic development team standpoint. So what we decided upon was to develop, to publish, and to promote our virtual building program that essentially represents 6 different industrial and warehouse footprints that range in size from 59,000 square feet on up to over 700,000 square feet. And what we did is we specifically designed those properties to comply with local site plan as well as state building code requirements, and essentially to optimize them for not only our shovel-ready sites but also the rest of the industrial greenfield sites that we have throughout the county. And so we teamed up with Angus Young here in Janesville, and we sat down and worked through a vetting process on what's the typical building look like, what are the features, what are the attributes that it needs to have, and we worked with Jeff Hasekamp and his team to work through those scenarios. Again, 6 different footprints. They have 2 different exterior structures. One's a concrete tilt-up, the other one is kind of a brick office with metal facade. All of these are built to be designed to be expandable, and so each particular building has a profile. The profile contains all of the specs, not only just the square footage, but more importantly, what are the structural amenities, what are the base spacing, ceiling heights, so on and so forth, the power that comes into the building. They come with floor plans. They also come with street as well as aerial facades. The only thing that they don't have on the online version is a cost component. However, we've actually went the additional step to have the buildings costed out, and so we have a fairly good idea of what that cost is. Now, obviously, that cost is going to vary based on the cost of raw materials, but basically what we've done is we've removed some additional time out of the process. And in order to do that, we've taken our shovel-ready sites, which you can close on within 30 days or less, and we've added in this component, this virtual building portfolio. Essentially, that allows the end user to see in real time that that particular structure can in fact fit on the amount of desired acreage. So whether they need 10 acres or 15 acres, 25 acres, we already have the buildings right-sized to fit on that particular acreage, including possible expansions that are built into the concept as well.
So if I'm a company and I'm in the need of more space and I need it fast, if I heard you right, we have the shovel-ready sites that are ready to go. You can look at a virtual building in a variety of footprints, and you can make changes to those buildings and get them through the approval process in a very speedy way. Is that correct?
That is correct. Essentially, if somebody comes in and says, listen, we need 5 more docks, or we need to adjust the ceiling heights, or we need to have a larger footprint for the office, those changes can be made in a relatively short order, and you can be assured that those changes are consistent and compliant with local as well as state building codes.
Right. So the speed to market concept is laced into lots of the things that Rock County 5.0 strategy has advanced. There's some people out there who wonder, can you really anticipate what a user's needs would be? I suppose the flexibility answer is part of that, but help me out to understand just how valuable this could be to a prospective company.
Well, we basically looked through our portfolio of projects over the last decade, and we honed in on what the typical building size was for the typical project that we often see coming through our marketplace. And that's how we came up with the 6 varying footprints. And so we feel pretty confident that the 6 footprints that we've selected, as well as the amenities that we've built into the particular profiles of each property, represents what a typical user will need. And again, realizing that every user is going to be a little bit different and unique, but the more that you can demonstrate and visualize and validate the product fitting into your particular portfolio of industrial properties, specifically our shovel-ready sites, the better the dialogue is going to be and the more value added that we're providing to the overall economic development experience.
Mm-hmm. Well, thanks, James, for explaining virtual buildings and the virtual building program from Rock County 5.0. Come back often. We have a variety of other topics we'd like to cover in the near future. Thanks for listening.